Compass time. It is compass time. You're right. Enough squabbling over meaningless things like the death of human beings. It's time to talk about what's really important. It's time to talk about what's really important, which is my political compass, okay? I've seen many people do this before. And I have not. So I wanted to hop into it. And I wanted to do my political compass, okay? Am I a Nosbol hiding? Am I a Twitter lib? Am I a Kamala Harris voter? What am I? It's time to find out. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to have you here, Callie. You know what, Callie? I was thinking about it can change over time, maybe. You know what I was thinking about, Callie? I wanted to have you on to talk about theory, like a little bit, so I wouldn't be so theory illiterate. I thought that would be cool. So maybe I may have you on a little bit, if you would like to, because you read and I have ADHD. Okay, so I could just like read through you. Let's go bottom left. Oh no, here we go. All right. If economic globalism is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. It's true. Now, this doesn't mean anything really, because both Tucker Carlson and me would click this, and we're on very different sides of the political spectrum. I'd always support my country, whether it's right or wrong. Strongly disagree. It's just a piece of land I was grown on. I was grown on like a plant that was grown that I grew up on. The people are what matter to me in America, not necessarily like the land. Not tonight? Yeah, not tonight, but sometime. I'd really enjoy that. That sounds fun. I got some questions I need to rattle off. No one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I'm going to say foolish to be proud of your country. I am going to go, because of the way this is, I'm going to go slight agree. It's because I think that you can definitely be proud of your country, but you're proud of your country in like the history of the people who put work to make the country great. I think that's what you can be proud of, not necessarily like the country existing. I think that's not really what I would be proud of. I'm not like proud when I see the American flag. It's not like a tear drips down my face and I'm like, oh, this beautiful cloth. It's like when I think of being proud of like my country or like my family or something, I'm proud of like the individual actions that people made and like group and what the group put together to make the world a better place. So I'm going to go little agree here, because I feel like in the way that this comment is like interpreted would be like a I love America, don't disrespect the flag, that sort of like every time the flag touches the ground a veteran dies, that sort of like people ignoring you. What am I ignoring? Me doing react content to books. It is like React Andy to books. That's what theory content is. All right. Our race has many superior qualities compared to other races. Strong disagree. Race is just basically skin tone and some other phenotypical aspects. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'm going to go a little disagree here, because Nick Fuentes is the enemy of Ben Shapiro, but Nick Fuentes is not my friend. Okay, me as like someone who's left wing to any extent, Nick Fuentes is not my friend, and me as a person with slightly more melanin in my skin definitely is not my friend. Okay, he's not. Actually, I'm switching this to strong disagree. Now that I think about it, I'm moving it to strong disagree. I'm sorry. This is just how the world's going to be. Military action that military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. I don't know any like military action that we could do that goes against like Geneva Convention that would be justified. So I'm going to go little disagree, because I'm not sure. There may be. You've never owned the US flag, don't want to murder us? I guess. Well, I mean, there's bad people. I'm still like proud to be like a part of my family, even though there are probably some people in my family who've done bad things. Like I like who I am, and I like my family for the most part. I kind of think of that as like the country, you know. You're there. You didn't choose them. You're saying it. You're saying it. Like, you know, what are you gonna do? There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Worrying fusion of information and entertainment. I am going to go strong disagree. I don't hate the fusion of entertainment and information. For me, I'm someone who learns through those through those ways. I like this sort of content because I can put through what I'm doing. If I say this, I have to like disagree with my whole thing that I'm doing here on my stream, you know, because the whole thing I do here on my stream is like news, politics, and like, I guess entertainment. I guess people who don't like me don't think this is entertainment, but I sure do. I watch my videos sometimes and I'm like, that was funny. This was fun, you know. I enjoy doing this, and it's entertainment. I think it's entertainment, at least. So that's gonna have to be a strong disagree for me. I think you can very, very much relay very important information through a very haha funny lens. You're gonna be extreme left lib. Well, I mean, if I'm liberal on this, then it's just because it's how the test is made, because I'm not lib. People ultimately divide more by class than by nationality. By class than by nationality. People are ultimately divided more by class than nationality. I'm going to go strong agree here. I'm gonna go strong agree. Ultimately, yeah. We gotta form that transnational workers solidarity. You know what I'm saying? Would you think that would be possible? Yeah, Palestinians 100. What do you mean? Like, if like Israel's like left alone to their own devices, like bombs would drop on Palestine overnight. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I don't know, because economists said that we'd be seeing like super mega inflation by now with all the like policy that we've been doing, but we haven't seen it. So right now it seems like it's more important to control unemployment than it is to control inflation. Maybe this will change one day. This nerd's doing a political compass. Indeed I am, and it's going great. I am Ben Shapiro. This is right. I'm Black Ben Shapiro. I'm Black Ben Shapiro, as I am Black Vosh. The official Black Vosh, mind you. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Strong agree. They will destroy the environment if given the chance. This is why we need things like carbon tax and stuff like that. Because because they don't care. Like, what are you talking about? In this country, we had we owned human beings for profit. That's what we did. All right. If you don't think companies will like throw some like radioactive soot down the throat of your local squirrel population, then you are sorely mistaken. You're sorely mistaken if you don't think that it will make them a couple of cents. Okay. You're very fooled and sorely mistaken. Political compass. I can see how it gets a little bit too much hate when it comes to there's no social. It needs like a third axis for like social issues, because it needs the social issues, because that's where a lot of people like really divide, is the social issues. And without that, like a Nas Bowl and a Tanky fall in the same exact like quadrant, which makes no sense. Unlike the two-dimensional compass. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is fundamentally a good idea. True. I think this is true. From each according to his ability to each according to his need. This is a Marx. This question is a Marx. I think so, at least. I think that came from Marx. I'm not sure. But it is a socialism. I know that much. The freer. Wow, this looks like a fake word. The freer the market, the freer the people. This is Is there like an Omega disagree? Is there like a nuke this question button? This is horrible. Hey, anybody remember how laissez-faire went for the people in the 1920s? And anybody remember how that went for them? I don't think it did too well. I think there's something. I think I remember something about it, like rattling around in the back of my mind. Something about laissez-faire capitalism that really didn't work out too well for some sort of people. Sometime. I can't put my finger on it. It's a sad reflection on our society that sometimes as a basic, something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. I'm going to go with little agree. I'm going to go with little agree because I'm going to go with little agree because I feel like if there was like more readily available just like straight up water, like clean drinking water for people in this country, I feel like I'd go like bigger agree. But like drinking fountains and stuff are usually on like private property, unless you go to like a decently well funded like recreation area that's like publicly funded. I don't know. So I'll go with like little agree here. I feel like if people could just like get clean drinking water, just like whenever, I'd feel like I'd move. Ouija water? Please no. Please no Ouija water. Ben said this was a commie website. It's because to Ben, anything that's not like corporate conservatism is commie to him. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. This is also a socialism. This is also a socialism. See, listen, here's the thing, okay? I'm going to reveal myself now. I'm not actually super big like against landlords. I'm just not. I don't know. Maybe it's just me from like the regular like liberal days. But yeah, far right, half authoritarian in this test. Well, that doesn't sound fake lefty. Listen, I'm just like not that big like against like landlords. I don't know. But if I'm thinking of like theoretically what would be good, like I think basic needs like that, like land, if it's like a finite resource like land, I feel like it's probably best that it shouldn't be bought and sold. I think it's probably for the best of like most people that it shouldn't be like bought and sold like that. I'll say that. But I'm just not on the fuck a landlord train. I don't know. I feel like it's so hard for people to like just get land nowadays, and most people don't want to. It's easier for them to move and stuff. I don't know. Maybe we could. Doesn't like what is it? I was gonna say New Zealand. Taiwan, doesn't Taiwan have a system where you like rent property, but it's for like it's like a 90-year rent period, and stuff. Isn't that what they do out there? I'm not sure how that works. I haven't done like real research into it, but I think I'll go like little agree. I'll go like little agree here. The whole left agrees you have small the whole left, all of them, they agree that I have small PP. Well, dang, that's really sad. It's regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money to contribute nothing to their society. I think that is regrettable. Yeah, I mean, I'm basically doing the same thing. I have like a couple of dollary dues in the stock market, but listen, all right, as someone who works a regular retail job, I think I'm fine having a couple of shiny coins in the stock market from here and there. Actually, I lost a couple dollars today, mostly because the Dow fell again, because unemployment numbers are bad and they are not looking good. So my stocks did fall, but hey, you know, 'tis life. 'Tis life. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. I am going to go with agree. I mean, for like smaller countries to stop themselves from being like gobbled up by China. Yeah, I hate Mr. Dow. Stop slipping and sliding, dude. Chill. You know where my money goes? Like dollars flying out of his like pockets. Come on now, Mr. Dow. Mr. Dow. I'm gonna go with like agree here for like some countries, especially in like Africa or whatever, like for to stop themselves from being like gobbled up by like China, and turned into like a Chinese trade port. I think it's probably best for them to do like protectionism. Us now as like the massive like country that we are, it's not necessarily the best thing that we should be doing. Protectionism doesn't do us too well, honestly. The only reason why we would ever need to engage in protectionism is because our politicians failed so poorly at transitioning us from like a manufacturing economy to a service economy, which they have. So I think maybe like a little bit of protectionism is okay as a treat, just like a tiny bit as a treat, but not too much. You don't want to kill them now. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver profit to their shareholders. This is strong disagree. It should be to their, should also to be there to their stakeholders as well. The shareholders and the stakeholders are equally important when it comes to the an economy and also a society, to having this both be like good, because we don't want companies to just be caring about their shareholders and not care about the stakeholders. The stakeholders are vitally important, and ensuring that companies hold to that principle is crucial to having a functioning society with companies at all. You miss the days where right wingers would come by and say dumb shit? No, don't worry, they do, and they still will. You don't catch them all the times, but nope, they stumble in here and are like, is this a Trump stream? And I'm like, no. You're running out of new VPN IPs? Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's coming. The rich are too highly taxed. Strong disagree. They have like basically no taxes. Some rich people are taxed at a lower tax rate than freaking me. All right. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. This is really weird. I've never actually put too much thought into this, but like, let's say we have like a universal healthcare like Canada does, something like that. But everyone's subject to the same standard that's like pretty high. If you want more like amenities and stuff like that, if you want like extra that like a person doesn't necessarily need, is that fine paying for it if you have the money? I think that's, I mean, it would have to depend so much on like how it's implemented, because if it's like if it's like poor people can't get a heart transplant and like rich people do, I mean, that's like a standard that's like not okay. That's not okay. But if, I don't know, you want like a gold-plated if you want like a gold-plated like hospital bed, should you be able to pay for that? And I mean, like, maybe it's fun to yeah, I'm trying not to let chat influence me. I'm trying to think about this like completely just by myself. Oh, Varga, are you trying to give me like tips? Are you like are you coaching from the bench? You know you can't do that. That's illegal. I'm gonna get disqualified. Okay. So I'm going. The thing that gets me is like standards, you know, because I'm thinking about like old like rundown garbage hospitals and like neat rich hospitals, like kind of, so how to like, it's like schools. I don't think that's good. Thanks for the follow, King. So I'm gonna go little agree. I'm gonna go little agree. Actually, I'm gonna go little disagree. There you go. Because of the word standards, I'm gonna go little disagree. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Strong agree. Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, dude. We need more consumer protection. We absolutely do. People, especially people in marginalized communities, poor communities, will get screwed over in a heartbeat because those companies only care about making money. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predatory multinationals to create monopolies. Very, very true. Stop them. We need to be busting. Ooh, antitrust laws. Ooh, busting makes me feel good. Busting makes me feel good. bust up those transnationals, bust up those big those massive companies, destroy them, chop them into pieces, dude, chop them into pieces. We need more antitrust lawsuits to be thrown around. Dude, busting. Just we need a new FDR, dude. We need a new FDR who's just like busting all over the Oval Office, busting all over the Resolute desk. Abortion, when a woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Strong disagree. I don't want people who don't want kids to have kids. Sorry. All authorities should be questioned. Big agree. But all authorities should be questioned. Big agree. But also the level of like skepticism we have against for our like power for our power structures in this country and our like elected officials is just like so toxic. The relationship we have with our government in this country is so toxic that it's like a horrible toxic relationship, you know? Like the police are being called every Wednesday night for a domestic dispute in this house, I'm telling you. So I'm gonna say little agree. Actually, I'm gonna go with strong agree. It should be questioned. Well, you're not killing babies. You're aborting a fetus. A fetus is not a baby. A fetus is not a baby. I'm sorry to be the one to break it to you. How do I get to decide that? Well, I'm just going by like what scientists say. So I'm just like reading off the piece of paper that they handed to me. It's pretty easy actually. Because I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor, and you aren't either. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I'm not sure if we're gonna go like freaking feudalism, code of Hammurabi. Hammurabi? Is that that's how it's pronounced? I don't think we're gonna go all like code of Hammurabi on the shit, on the beat. You know, I think I'll take a pass on that one. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theatries. Oh, theatries. Wow. Theatries are museums that cannot survive on the commercial basis. No. These institutions are very important to our culture. I think it's very nice. I think it's very, very nice to have museums and stuff. It's for the public good. It's one of those things that's in the public good. It's why we have NASA, you know? NASA probably wouldn't be able to survive by itself without like massive government subsidies, just like regularly commercially in a free market. So I think, and it does so much good for our like society, our world, our planet, to have people like NASA out there doing things, to have like the government doing things that isn't profitable. Like a lot of our research is started by the government, because to dive into a lot of that research costs a lot of money for R&D, all right, that companies don't want to expand into. But what the heck is this? That companies don't want to expand into, but is very good for our country. So I'm going to be strong disagree. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. I think for like K through 12 probably should be, attendance should be compulsory. I think so. Oh, this one too? I didn't see that one. Okay. All people have their rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Okay, Nick Fuentes, calm down. Okay, Nick Fuentes, calm down there, buddy. Calm down there, buddy. We see right through that. Nick Fuentes came into tippity type on the politicalcompass.org servers real quick. He was on this freaking like big cartoon glasses and nose with a mustache. He's like, oh, who, me? What? Yeah, we have a political compass test in front of us. Are y'all still talking about abortion? Dude, sorry, abortion is gonna be here to stay. I'm sorry, that's just like life. If you don't want people to abort kids, then push through social policy and cultural change that makes it that puts people in situations that make them, for one, have less kids on get pregnant on accident less, and two, be financially stable enough to be able to take care of those kids. If you want to stop abortion, that's your out. That's what you have to do. But people who don't like abortion just do the pick yourself up by your bootstraps, the personal responsibility sort of garbage. So I mean, apparently they really love abortion because they don't care about actually stopping it. That does taste good. Ooh. All right. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strong disagrees. Physical discipline for children has never been proven to be actually effective. Strong disagree. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. I think little agree. Yeah, actually strong agree. It is natural because isn't lying, when you realize that your kid is lying to you when they're growing up, like a little baby, like a little toddler has started to lie. Isn't that a marker that they are growing, that their mental state is on the right path, like they're growing at a natural rate? Because lying is integral to the human experience. If they don't understand how to lie, that's a problem. So yeah, it is lying is just it's a part of human nature. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. True, very true. Should not be a criminal offense. You'll be okay. Alcohol is way more dangerous than marijuana. Big facts. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generations to find job. Prime function? Strong disagree. Should be to educate. Strong disagree. Prime function? No. It's good to help them to be equipped for future jobs. Actually, I'm going to move this to little disagree, because it's really good to have them be able to find, equip them with the ability to find future jobs. That's great. I mean, for me, I took IT. I'm Microsoft certified right now. I have a Microsoft certification in mobility fundamentals. That could help me get a job later on working in an IT section of a company. I mean, and that's great. That's amazing. Nursing, culinary, things like that. Welding, that's amazing. That's great as an extracurricular, is how do I pronounce that? Anyways, a thing that you can do on the side of your actual learning, that can help you get a job. Learning a trade, that's amazing and that's great, but that's not the prime function of schooling. It's not. That should not be the prime function of schooling. It should be to educate and teach. Listen, you typing out the word does not help me in pronouncing the word. Wait, Google, help me.
Extracurricular.
Extracurricular. Extracurricular. I hate English. It's garbage. It's a garbage language for garbage people. But our garbage language is better than anybody else's garbage language, okay? People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Strong disagree, but I don't know. This is strong disagree. No eugenics, okay? No eugenics or here. But I think it probably, I don't know. If you have some serious things, I think that should be up to the person whether or not they would like to have children, biological children. I don't know. This sounds like we're getting down really slippery paths. So we even incentivize people with really bad disorders to not have kids. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to go on a disagree with that one, just because there's no way to really fix that problem humanely, unless we just do gene therapy. If we do gene therapy, that's sick. No more English, only neutral link. True. Finally some good language, okay? The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. What the heck sort of freaking conservative garbage am I reading? No. Most important thing, accept discipline? Well, I'll go little disagree, because I think there should be some order. But most important thing? Most important thing? children. I mean, we do treat children as like literal property, but but you know, I don't think that's like should be the most important thing. I'm gonna go little disagree on that one. There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. I'm gonna go big agree. Yeah, probably. I mean, we're all like the same race of human being. There's no like biological trait that separates us from being like civilized and like civilized and savage, you know? Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. I think who are able to work but refuse the opportunity. I feel like, I mean, if you're able to work at all, I don't know, what if the job's like really bad or you just can't do it or something. It depends on how you would like describe able to work, because I mean, like technically I'm able to work in like, I don't know, like Japan or something, but if I'm paid enough to afford the flight like back and forth from home, but I don't think that's like a real option. It's like saying that it's like saying we want everybody to have access to healthcare. You know, it's like saying that everybody has access to a Lamborghini because they can walk onto like a Lamborghini dealership. You know, they can walk onto a Lamborghini dealership. They could like touch the car, but as in like being able to drive off the lot with a Lamborghini is like two very different things. So I'll say a strong disagree here for this one. Can I link the test? Sure, buddy. Here you go, blood. I hope you enjoy the test. When you're troubled, it's better to not think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. I'll go little agree here. Yeah, it's supposed to like say like they got like the warrior gene or something. It's like they got the warrior gene. It sits right next to the fat cock gene, you know? And nobody touches my fat cock gene. So I'm gonna go a strong disagree on the civilized savage question. I'm not gonna lie. First generation of immigrants can never be fully integrated into their new country. I think that's a strong, I don't know what it means to be fully integrated. Listen, if you're like able to like go to the grocery store and work your job and talk to your neighbors and wave at them when they drive by, listen, I think that's fully integrated to me. You're fine. You'll be perfectly fine. What's good for the most successful comparisons? What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for us. Disagree. Always ultimately disagree. No broadcasting institution, however independent is content, should receive public funding. Strong disagree. We should have something like the BBC. That's not, well, actually we do have something like that. It's what is it? C-SPAN. It's our C-SPAN. We need something like that. Everybody should have everyone should have access to that sort of news. Everyone. Our civil liberties are being expressly curbed in the name of counterterrorism. This is true. Patriot Act. Cringe. I mean PBS? No, well, I guess PBS, but when I'm thinking of it, I'm thinking of C-SPAN. The people who like record all of the like all of the happenings in Congress and everything. Those guys. That's what I was kind of thinking about. But I mean, yeah, PBS too. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all arguments and a significant advantage to a one-party state is that it avoids all arguments and delays progress in a democratically political system. I mean, this is true. This is true. I mean, China, while it you know, invalidates all human rights, as it does every single human rights violation every millisecond of every day these days. Even though China does do that, with them being like a one-party state and the people of China not really getting to vote on any of their politicians or choose their leader, does make it so China can move very fast and very efficiently without having to care about what the people who they like rule over think. and they don't have to care with like the changing tides of what's the flavor of the month today. It's literally just we won it, we got it. So it is true. It is true, but it's not good, but it is true. Human rights violations, seem to remember hearing that as a justification to invade Iraq. Wow. So sometimes real criticisms can be used for bad outcomes. Incredible. Thank you for enlightening me, David. I appreciate it. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Strong disagree. Bro, get anybody in there who's like anything like Trump, and we'll all be in trouble. I promise you that. The death penalty should be an option for most serious crimes. Strong disagree. No. In a civilized society, one must always have people above. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. All right, chill out, dog. Like separation of powers. Abstract art doesn't represent anything, shouldn't be considered art at all. Strong disagree. Cringe, dude. All art is art. If it's art, it's art. Sorry. If it's art, it art. You can like say it's bad art or good art, but that's like subjective because all art is subjective. In criminal justice, also I really like abstract art. I really like abstract art. I really like the idea of how you can like look at it and two people can look at it and come to very like different conclusions. It's like the choose your own adventure adventure of paintings. It's really nice. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Strong disagree. Rehabilitation is the most important thing when it comes to criminal justice. It's justice for the because criminal justice should be justice for the victims as well as the perpetrators. It's a waste of time to try to rehabilitate criminals. Strong disagree. Many criminals just want to get back to being functioning members of society. They don't want to be locked up in jail. They don't want to be committing crime. Most people who commit crime don't enjoy committing crime. It's not like a funny meme to them. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Strong disagree. They're all very important. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. I mean, strong disagree. Mothers can be whatever they want as long as their children are taken care of. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. I mean, this is true. They are doing that. You don't have to look any further than China. Making peace with the establishment is a more important aspect of maturity. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. What does this mean? Ethical exploitation? I don't know. Maybe like bees? Maybe like ants or something? I don't know how you ethically exploit. I don't know. I don't know if like exploitation is actually in its like in like the real world, like descriptively is neutral, but we have a negative connotation of it. I'm not sure if exploitation is like by nature neutral. So you can say there's ethical and unethical exploitation. I don't know if there's like, if we like sell, I don't know, like if like they're like beehives and if the bees just don't know when to stop making honey and then they start like dumping honey into all the caves and the queen's like, no, I'm covered in honey, I'm drowning, I'm covered. And then the whole hive just starts to die because there's just too much honey and every orifice of the hive is dripping with honey and they don't know when to stop and then they just kill themselves. And then we exploit them technically by taking the honey from them, but it also stops them from like killing themselves. Then maybe that's ethical exploitation, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that counts. Well, I don't know. We'll pretend that it does. Welcome back. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Making peace? It depends what you mean by peace, but I'm gonna go a little disagree. Astrology accurately explains many things. Astrology? You mean like the zodiac sign stuff? accurately, I mean, I mean, like, it's you just B movie's dope. That's true. B movie is dope. I don't know. I mean, it's so vague that it technically accurately explains anything, but it's like a broken clock. But I think I feel like I know what they're getting at, so I'm gonna say disagree. You cannot be moral. You cannot be moral without being religious. This is an interesting question. I'm gonna go a little disagree. And I will not explain why. Charity is better than social. No, I'm not even gonna continue reading this. No. No. Some people are naturally unlucky. I'm gonna go strong disagree. I think most people naturally unlucky, like it's in their genes. I'm gonna go most people just like stumble into bad situations. They like cartoon banana peel slip on into bad situations. I've watched the B movie, but I don't watch movies. So almost all my experience with movies comes from me sitting in like class in like 2008, and like the teacher's sick because like her husband, and I don't know, like the teacher's like sick, and then so the substitute doesn't know how to teach the class, so they roll out the big like CRT on the stand with the straps on it, and they pop in like a DVD about like whatever movie, you know, like Lion King or something. That's where like 99% of my movie experience comes from. I just don't watch movies outside of that. I just don't. It's important that my child's schools instills religious value. It's important. I don't think it's important for me. If I want to instill religious values in my kid, I think most people are perfectly fine being able to do that at home, and I would want to do it at home as well. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Pass. Same-sex couple. Pass. I don't. Usually immoral. I don't know. I'm gonna go with disagree. I think there's healthy ways to have no marriage sex, I guess. I think there's healthy ways to do that, I guess. A same-sex couple is stable. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. Yeah. Why would they? Unless people think that the same-sex couple is going to infect the child with the gay. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Yeah. These are the Gab questions now, the anti-sex questions. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. I think this is strong agree. If you're not killing each other in there, and even if you are, if it's a funny kink, I don't think the state should hop into that. No one can feel naturally homosexual. This is very untrue. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. Also very untrue. Let's see where I am. No, I'm both the left and right. No. Where am I? What the heck is this? Authoritarian right? What is this? I'm authoritarian left. We've done it, boys. Social scales. This is a social scale? How am I authoritarian left? How am I authoritarian left when it came to the social scale? Oh, my bad. I was shook. I was shook for a second. I was like, okay, we're not at mine yet. I was a little worried. A little worried about that one. Oh, here I am. Hey, I'm bottom left.